이번 영상에서 크리스는 구체적인 범행 방식, 그리고 범행 당시의 생각, 의도, 계획 등을 이야기합니다. 더불어 범행 후의 행적, 재판 후 수감된 후에 느끼고 있던 그의 심정 등도 이야기하죠. 이 자리엔 FBI 특별수사관인 그램 코더, CBI 덴버 지부 수사관인 테밀리, 그리고 사건 발생 후 최초부터 사건 수사를 맡아왔던 프레데릭 경찰국의 데이브 바움하버 형사가 함께 자리했습니다. 이제 그들의 말을 들어보도록 하죠.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What'd she say?
Oh,
Did she hear something? Is that why she came?
obviously, I think.
Okay. What'd you tell her?
Somebody don't feel good.
And, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not in front of her.
What happened?
She walked in as, she thought, she was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
I put Shannon in that sheet that we found on site.
Okay. And what?
She carried her downstairs, backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shenan's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
We got everybody back in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
In the truck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shenan was first, and then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
I woke back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly.
Okay.
Those are my kids. This is my baby. I have to talk to them every night. I have to stay up.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened. Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls. Like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things.
케미 수사관이 봤다던 영상은 대부분 왼쪽의 영상과 같이 여느 다정한 아빠들처럼 아이들을 사랑하는 모습을 보여주는 크리스가 나오는 영상이었습니다. 죽였다는 사실은 이미 다 밝혀졌지만 수사관들은 어떻게 정말로 사랑하는 아이들까지 다 죽여버릴 수 있었던 건지 이해할 수 없다며 질문한 것이었죠. 진짜 이유를 말이죠.
How you get to that point,
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said that Bella bit her tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
No, they was sitting in the back with in that bench.
So Shanann was back there too?
She was on the floor.
What did they say about Shanann being on the floor?
Not be okay.
What'd you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them, with their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried. One of them, I think Cece and Bella had like a blanket or something with them, like a pink blanket or.
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? That talked or dog.
Yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. Trying to. It's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like the big blanket, small blanket.
So, I think I saw on the video that you put a gas can or something in the back of your truck. Is that right? Did you have different plans when you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I feel like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time if I was doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
What'd you think about that?
I didn't feel like I deserved to live after what had happened.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day, to include you?
After everything happened, that's a definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together, if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, because that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that maybe what was going through your head?
Honestly, I just felt like I didn't deserve to live.
Yeah.
And it was like, whatever judgment I was gonna come upon myself, you know, I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore. What happened?
Okay.
So what made you not do that? Do you think?
I don't know if it was just more of like a, because with the site, maybe it was just more of like, I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like, I know there was other people out there, not like at the site, but other people like maybe out in the area. Like, I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt in the same.
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there or an explosion or something, or?
Just no, not for that. Just like maybe I could just take care of myself. That was like that.
Wow.
Gasoline. That's the only thing you do. I mean, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. It's not like you just commit suicide that way. But it's
So
just
just
like,
to blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know what. I mean, nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me about the sheet, like, what were you doing? Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. I think you were just like in automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
It's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing, like, what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, my life is completely changed. I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, honestly, like, I try to picture that whole ride. Like, it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have, like, saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do that? I don't know.
Right.
Like, this is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they love me, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
Right.
Like the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what the doing?
Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
And then what happened after that?
CC was first. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No?
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed. Couldn't breathe.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She was sitting right beside her.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella. Just without a blanket.
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I started to hear her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
I hear that every day.
Do you really? Sorry, man.
Sorry doesn't take anything back that I did.
I know. Is it possible that in your mind you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life? Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you can say that like after the fact, but it was just like, I don't.
You didn't feel like that during it?
I just didn't. I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything, that I was just taking it out on everybody that was in front of me that morning.
Yeah.
I mean, kids growing up without their parents, I mean, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine. But it was just like, it was an anger thing. It was just like.
And what were you so angry at Shanann about? Like, if you could pinpoint it.
Nothing that makes anybody to want to do this. I mean, you could be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point. But I let it get to a point where I've never been angry before. Like, and this was like the epitome of being angry.
Yeah.
The epitome of like showing a rage. The epitome of like losing your mind. I mean, even like some people in here said, dude, like, the heck happened? He must have freaking snapped. And like, I just walk away. I'm just like, you know, it's I don't see it in my mind how it could have, like, you know, I look outside every day, I'm like, what could we be doing right now? You know, right now I'd have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and more than likely a 1-month-old son. And a beautiful wife. And just like, right now it's just me.
I watched that video of you finding out that Shanann was pregnant. You don't seem excited. You seem like kind of in shock.
Scared.
And yeah, like, oh fuck. Like,
Well,
it's already complicated and now this.
Well, it's like a...
그때 당시가 찍힌 영상을 잠시 함께 보도록 하겠습니다.
I like that shirt. Really?
Really?
That's awesome. So pink means
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is gonna be girls.
I don't know. Just the test.
That's awesome. Guess when you want to, it happens.
그는 태미가 말한 것처럼 정말 기뻐하는 눈치가 전혀 없어 보이는군요. 이에 대해 그는 이렇게 말을 꺼냅니다.
When we had talked about it like a couple weeks, it happened fast. Like with Bella, it was like we almost gave up trying, and then she bought me like a supercharger for my car. And then with Cece, it was like we had to try, and then finally, but with Nico, it was once or twice, and then like 2 weeks later she's pregnant.
Is that what happened?
Yes. And it's just like it was more of like surprise, scared. I'm like, wait, what? Like we just talked about this. Like people have brought up the fact like, oh, she was probably pregnant before. Like you guys even talked about it. I'm just like, it's not. No. But like it was insanely fast. I give it that. Like that's the only reason I ever gave that notion. Like even the moment of thought, because it was like faster than any other time that she'd gotten pregnant.
You just didn't seem happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't remember the video much. I know she was wearing like a "Oops, we did it again" shirt, I think, and I was walking up with my cooler or something. I don't remember like my actual like reaction, like watching the video, but like I could see her probably see like didn't seem like he was jumping for joy type thing.
yeah, it didn't seem like that.
Did you watch the one of when I found out about Cece?
Oh,
okay.
is it totally different?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because Bella was in the crib and it had that eviction notice on the.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about it. Yeah, I never saw it though.
Yeah, I picked up Bella and spun her around and whatnot. This time it was just me and Shanann, and she was in the kitchen.
당시의 CC 임신을 알리는 몰카 영상을 먼저 보겠습니다.
What in the world? You gotta be kidding me. She's been hiding this from me, Bella. Has she been hiding this from me? Where's she at, Bella? Oh, she's been hiding this from me, Bella. Has she been hiding this from me? Has she been hiding this from me? Oh, you're gonna have a little brother or sister? You think so? Look. July baby? A July baby? Where's she at?
Right here.
What? Awesome.
보셨던 것처럼 그는 자신의 말처럼 진심으로 기뻐하는 모습을 하고 있었습니다. 니콜을 임신했을 때의 모습과는 전혀 다른 모습이었죠. 이제 그의 얘기를 더 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
I don't know, like I don't forget what date it was. Maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th. I'm not sure like what date it was in the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what date the video was, but I knew like I kind of met Nikki around like June 1st. I knew like she told me like afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean like went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just like flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean there was natural flirting back and forth, and I was just like I knew that like with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was like felt guilty for even talking to the girl at work.
Well, you probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about like not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated, and he retracted that.
Oh, he ended
Yeah,
up doing that?
He retracted that. So
you guys ever fight? Did you ever
I mean,
was there any domestic violence in your house? Like,
Oh, like we never.
this is strange to us to
Even
have.
from her to you, I mean,
Yeah.
she gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife or
No, like
scratches you or smacks you around or nothing.
No, she'd never like nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint, and from yours too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
Was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person like takes control of
Sure.
everything, but like I was just my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. Like I never like put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the back row. So I mean, if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick an exact point or time.
She never really felt that way, right?
No, I mean, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert, and she was she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like I knew what my role was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls, or or like protein balls or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated to be in those. I mean, I did it for her because
Right.
it was for her business and
Sure.
stuff. But like it was, I hated just being out
Yeah.
for everybody to see. That's why like the whole like the gender reveal thing. I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But like I never wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like.
Well, even when she was, because we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I and Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid, and
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
셰넌이 몸담고 있던 트라이브라는 업체는 유기농 식품 등을 온라인으로 판매하는 회사입니다. 쉽게 보자면 코웨이와 비슷한 판매 방식을 하고 있는 일종의 다단계 회사이기도 하죠. 코스트코와 같이 회원제로 운영하면서 가입한 회원들에게는 시중 제품의 가격보다 많이 저렴한 금액으로 공급하는 유통망을 가지고 있다고 합니다. 그녀는 온라인으로 회원들을 유치하고 홍보하는 일들을 했는데 그 플로리다 영상에서 셰넌이 모든 비용을 트라이브에서 지불했다는 말은 절반만 사실이었죠. 비행기 값과 소정의 비용을 제외한 모든 비용은 직접 지불해야 했으니까 말이죠. 그래서 뭔가 소심한 성격을 갖고 있던 크리스가 그 영상에서 떳떳하게 거짓말을 하고 있는 셰넌과 함께 나오기 싫었다는 이유도 있다고 얘기한 거죠.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm
I mean, I remember you talking about like she would even post stuff for you, like
Oh, yeah.
because you're technically a salesman too of
Yeah, I was-
Lavelle, of Thrive.
That's 'cause, like she put me underneath her, and that like anything, like any of my friends or stuff, like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just I would send her pictures, like should I take a picture with your patch? I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it.
여기서 말하는 패치는 트라이브에서 다이어트용으로 판매하던 다이어트용 패치입니다. 아내를 적극적으로 도와줬다는 걸 예로 들면서 나온 말이었죠.
She eventually was like, "Oh, you need to take more control over like your business and stuff." I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I went up to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I'd just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, "Okay, bye." But no,
Yeah.
I'm not the salesman. I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you,
Right.
and you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid $40 for this shirt. I paid $20 for it. Yeah, those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. Like she would always say, "Oh."
Could you tell her no? Could you say, I don't want to be in that video? Or was that an option?
I mean, it's like she would have been like, "Oh, why? This is to help our family. This is for to help this and that." So I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I would have been like, no. I wouldn't want to start that just because it's for the business, it's for the family. I was just gonna try to help out wherever I can.
Right.
Did that actually make money?
Mm-hmm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket.
Mhm.
Okay.
And she made probably in that last year, probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically. I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but
Yep. I mean, it's they don't take taxes out on it, so
right.
that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car. So
Did they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
yeah, if
Or lease it?
if you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they made money, the owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah,
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I probably guess there is.
probably is. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, it felt. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you you're exercising, it says I was exercising like all day because my heart rate was like up
Oh.
just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, the black label ones, the longer black ones, those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type, it felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points, even Nikki said that, like, you know, I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep, which I don't know if it was like an insomnia thing or what, but like I wasn't sleeping much.
이쯤 되니 크리스는 FBI 수사관에게 다단계 제품을 판매하려는 영업 사원이 된 듯하군요.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but those are the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though, or do you?
I don't really know. I know I just felt different on those than any other patch. It felt like I could just go longer and longer each day, and I'm not sure like if that was probably a bad thing, because I don't think I was probably sleeping more than 3 hours a night.
So would you stay when Shannon was gone? Would you stay with Nikki and then go home for like to get ready for work?
Yeah, I just wake up at like 4:30 and go home and get ready for work and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
What were the conversations with Nikki as far as at some point you guys were talking about her helping you find an apartment? So what did you guys talk about as far as your future together?
That didn't really happen until like I got back from the beach. So I told her like I lied to her like, hey, you know, like I had talked to Shannon about getting a separation.
And that talk hadn't happened yet.
No, I mean it kind of like she knew something was going on, and she knew we weren't sleeping in the same room, and then she she even mentioned the fact like, hey, you know Colorado's 50-50 state or something like that. Which I was like, okay, I guess she looked it up. But that actual talk hadn't like actually happened. I was just like, I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. And so in conversations with Nikki, and I get it. I mean, you're telling her like the progress toward the divorce is a little bit more than it was. And then so what were you guys planning?
So it was more of like she was going to help me find an apartment that was affordable. That's kind of just around like Brighton or maybe just close to work, like Fort Lupton or something around there. That's kind of like where my area was.
Did you talk about moving in with her?
She didn't want that.
She didn't want that. Would you
No.
have done that if she would have been cool with that?
I'd been a little too soon. I would have thought there was just we'd only been really seeing each other like almost like a month or just talking about 2 months. That would really. She called her house like her apartment like her. I don't know, like her kind of like a shield or kind of like her. She had another word for it, but
Like her safe place?
yeah, like a safe place or something like that. And she said like people like to invade it, but that's why she always let me come over, because she said she felt like it was I was fine. Like her dog liked me and everything. Like she would say, hey, you know, you just should belong here type thing. You know, okay.
So you and Shannon, did you talk about selling the house? Or what point did you? There was some discussion there with Ann Meadows.
Yeah, she had sent an email about to Ann about like how we would go about like selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think Ann told her about, you know, get like Ann was always about getting pre-approved. Just like, you know, like if you're going to sell your house, get pre-approved for like another house, so it's like, you know, much faster.
Yeah, so you just quickly transition from one to the other. Okay. When did that happen? Remember?
I think it was either right before we left. No, that had to have been like first week of August, somewhere around there. I think she may have contacted her.
Okay. So the plan was maybe to buy a house. I think you told me in Brighton. You think about buying a house in Brighton.
Yeah, just like she liked that Adams 12 school system or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's what Brighton is. Adams.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about when you called the school that day, on Monday?
크리스가 아내와 아이들을 살해한 날이 2018년 8월 13일 월요일이었습니다. 태미가 질문한 월요일은 그날이었고 크리스가 전화했다는 학교는 아이들이 다니던 프림로즈 아카데미였죠. 그는 그날 전화에 이렇게 말했었다고 진술했었습니다. 저희가 이혼하고 이사가는 관계로 더 이상 출석하지 않을 겁니다. 태미의 이 질문에 대해 크리스는 이렇게 답했습니다.
I was freaking out. I didn't know like I was thinking in my head like what I just did, what I just done, and I didn't know like it was stupid to do anything. Just, I mean, to call the school, to call Ann, to call anybody. I mean, they were right to be, you know, suspicious about anything. Like, 'cause I knew I probably sounded eccentric on the phone and out of sorts, and just, you know, I don't even know what they were thinking. They heard me.
I think they thought I was weird, but I don't know how you would not sound weird, you know, like you said, so.
So, are you 100% sure the girls were still around and alive when you drove out? Okay. So that's completely accurate. There's nothing else about that.
They got in the truck.
Okay.
Where did the blanket go?
It's probably in the trash can or something, I think.
In the trash?
It wasn't like, it was still in my truck.
Okay. We thought we saw some GPS where you had stopped by near construction roll-off dumpster. Is that true, or?
I think that's like, I dumped my clothes in there.
So that would have been on the way back to the house?
My neighborhood.
Yeah. When Officer Kunab was there? Okay. Was it one of those red construction dumpsters?
More than likely.
Okay.
Did you pack new clothes? How did that work?
I already have some in there, because like, in case we have like a spill or something,
Oh.
if you ever get crude oil on you, you don't.
크리스는 아나다르코 석유회사에서 일하고 있었습니다. 그래서 여분의 옷을 차에 챙겨 다닌 거라고 얘기하고 있는 거죠. 참고로 CC와 벨라를 죽인 후 집어넣었다던 오일 탱크도 그 회사 소유의 것이었습니다.
Yeah, I have like 2 pairs of boots, all kinds of different stuff in there, just because like just one time I had to pick up a spill and I had defrost on, and I had like a headache for like 2 weeks because like the crude oil that comes with it. So I always have something in there.
So where did you keep them after you took them off? Like, did you just change out there into your new other clothes?
So like I dumped my clothes in that dumpster.
But wasn't that on the way back? When you were coming? Like, you'd already worked the whole day, right?
I'd work like till like 11 or so.
11.
Yeah. So that was back when Nicole Atkinson.
Yeah, when she was
Yeah, when
at
she
my
called.
house hitting the doorbell, that's when I
Right.
knew someone was at the house.
Right.
Did you think right then, like, oh fuck, like here we go? Or what were you thinking then?
I didn't even know why she was there. I was like, I didn't know, like, maybe she had an appointment or something with Shanann. I didn't know.
당시 현장에 출동했던 경관의 바디캠 카메라로 찍힌 영상을 보면 셰넌과 연락이 닿지 않는다며 신고를 한 니콜 애킨슨의 모습이 찍혀 있습니다. 그리고 그 경관은 크리스에게 연락해 집으로 와서 문을 열어달라고 요청을 하게 되죠. 지금 이들이 얘기하는 부분이 그 부분입니다.
What did you think, like, that day, like, what you were gonna say? Like, what was your plan? Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
I had, like, once, like, I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like, after everything, I mean, I don't even know how I was even acting even normal to people that I was around. Because when, like, Troy and Cody and Chad and Melissa and all them, like, you know, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat coherent what I was saying, but apparently they understood me. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like you said, this wasn't like something like some Criminal Minds type.
Like, well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that. I had no idea what was going to happen.
So once the girls were gone, was it also just a minute-by-minute thing as far as the oil tanks?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
And was that just because it was in front of you and there it was and just presented itself? It wasn't a plan beforehand? Okay. Was there any reason why the separate ones?
No, it's like you said, it was like going up the stairs, and it just didn't. No, like what Frank said, is like I was trying to separate everybody. That's not.
No.
No, I didn't want to separate anybody.
What was the reason?
I can't even tell you. It was like I said, like something else was in control of what I was doing, and it was like I was doing something I never thought I would ever do in my life.
Did you think there would be less chance of someone finding them if they were in separate tanks, or?
Sounds like
Whatever my reasoning was in my head that day, it wasn't sound. Nothing was right.
And you don't even remember thinking about it?
No, it was just like a reaction of something that I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
Oh, with
There were two.
okay, yes. Trying to, because like she kept, I didn't want to, like when I was putting, there's one coherent, I guess, thing I had, like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head, so they didn't have to see.
And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Yeah, they didn't know.
Okay. That's good.
I just know, like when I was driving up there, I mean, you know, they were just, you know, sitting there just, you know, kind of asleep or kind of just like, you know, holding on to each other, laying in each other's laps. You know, I didn't.
Do you remember having any thoughts or thinking about why not just putting them all together with Shanann?
Honestly, it was just happening so fast. I had no time to really have a thought that was my own.
Okay.
But I wasn't like dutifully trying to separate anybody passing away, trying to keep anybody separate. And everything, you know, Frank, Sandy, and Frankie said, you know, like I don't hold it against them. I mean, they can hate me for. They have a right to hate me for the rest of their lives.
They don't hate
They
you.
don't. In fact, while we're on the subject, I speak with them weekly, and I told them that we were going to come here and then hopefully would speak with us. And they told me to tell you, understandably, they're devastated. But they actually said that they love you. They still love you. And Sandy explained it. You know, he's our son-in-law for 8 years. I can't just turn that off. So they don't hate you. They don't.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you, Sandy was the one that was most resistant to penalties in this case. And she said that. She told me that from the very beginning. But she didn't want that. It's God's decision. It's not her decision. And then she told me that even then. So it's not just a one-time thing that she has said it to me. It's been over the whole course of the event. So that's probably one of the most honest things someone's ever told me. You know, so it's pretty amazing. You know, faith is. She's obviously a believer. So am I. I get it. So I understand it. You know, so.
That's amazing. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Good people.
I would have figured they would have hated me for.
They don't. I mean, yeah, anybody would think that. I certainly would have, but I have to admit I was surprised, really taken back by that. But they certainly don't.
What did they say when they knew you were coming out here?
They said they want to know, you know, details because they need closure. And that's really all they want, and they want to keep it private. And I said, well, absolutely. That's, you know, we'll talk to them about what you told us, and just so they can put it past them, because they're having a hard time dealing with it and trying to get past it all. And I think that may help, just to know.
Closures, you know. I mean, my parents still think, you know, like I told them I pled guilty for a reason.
Right.
And like I told it to them when they had that video phone thing in Colorado the day before. Like I pled guilty, like I plead guilty for a reason. Like I didn't just, you know, I knew other people were watching, so I didn't just go in and like just say anything. And, like they seemed to take it. Okay.
What made you do that, Chris? What made you plead guilty?
이번에는 가석방이 없는 종신형이 이미 확정된 상태라 허심탄회하게 당시 일들을 풀어놓는 크리스의 모습을 접할 수 있었는데요. 물론 이 중에도 거짓은 있을 수 있습니다. 사람이란 100% 솔직할 수 없을 테니까요. 여러분들은 그의 입장에서 풀어놓는 사실들을 듣고 어떤 생각이 들었는지 궁금하군요. 어쨌든 2부는 여기까지로 마무리 짓겠습니다. 다음 3부에서는 유죄를 인정할 수밖에 없었던 결정적인 이유, 동료 수감자들의 괴롭힘, 은폐한 증거, 내연 여인 니키의 수상한 행동들에 관해 진술하는 크리스를 만날 듯합니다. 마지막으로 제 작업 속도가 느린 것에 대해 양해 말씀드리고 언제나 사랑해주시는 여러분들께 감사하다는 말씀도 같이 드립니다. 그리고 사건 사고 영상은 항상 여러분들의 후원으로 만들어집니다. 작은 금액으로 큰 도움이 되니 여러분들께서 편하신 후원 경로로 도와주시면 더욱 감사드리겠습니다. 투네이션, 은행 계좌, 페이팔이 있습니다. 다음에도 최초 공개로 뵙겠습니다. 저는 쇼킹TV 톰슨이었습니다. 감사합니다.